Hi guys, welcome back. It's Mrs. Peterson, that lady who teaches art, and today we are going to practice gridding our Andy Warhol face. You did this last year in 7th grade, but you did it the same scale. So the size that was the picture was the size you drew. This year we're going to double his face, just like we're going to do on your guys' actual portraits. So on the top of the packet, will you please write your first name, last initial, and then you guys are going to put 8, A, B, or C, whichever section you are in. And I did this on purpose. I made this packet so you can rip these two pages apart because you're going to want to look back and forth and not flip it from the back of the page to the front, the back to the front. You're just going to want to have both of these next to you. So we're going to transfer this drawing from the small boxes over here to the bigger boxes. And every time we do, we're going to measure and we're going to take our practice swing. But when we measure, we have to double this time, okay? So I'm going to start by trying to draw this dark outline, like the outline of where this dark triangle is going to go. I'm going to use my pencil as my measurer. Some people like to use a ruler. You can do that if you want to, but I think using a pencil is good enough. So every time I measure, I'm going to put my pencil tip on where I want to make the line. So on the edge of this is where I want to make the line, and I'm going to put my thumbnail on the crosshair of the box corner. So check this out. I'm going to zoom in on this. I got my pencil right there where I want to make the line, and I have my thumbnail right on the crosshair. I'm going to pick up that measurement, and I'm going to go to my drawing. I'm going to line it up with the crosshair, but remember, I have to double. So I'm going to go right here, and then I'm going to move this pencil over, and I'm going to put a little mark. That is where my triangle is going to go to. Okay? Now I need to measure up from the line. So I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to measure up for the top of that triangle on his face. Put your thumb on your pencil right now, where it goes for the top of that triangle. Then you're going to take that measurement, go back to this box, line up your thumb with that line, and then go up. The top of my triangle is going up to there somewhere. Okay, then I'm going to do a practice swing in baseball, softball, golf. You always take a practice swing before you go so you can kind of get the feel for how you want your body to move. The same is true in art. I want to kind of feel how does it kind of curves out just a little bit. So I want to curve out between these two. And you can make your lines kind of sketchy. You don't have to like do it super solid right now. Then I'm going to take a practice swing here. This time it kind of curves back into the shape. So I want to kind of curve this back into the shape. Right now, we're just going to sketch the entire outline. We're not going to worry about shading in any of the values. We just want to capture where we're going to shade because you can do the shading on your own. All right, now we're going to look at the next box under this one. So if I go back to my picture of him, it goes down a little bit, and then it's going to swoop down for his hair, almost like there's a little flip out right here. And then I see a little bit of his cheek. So I want to see how far down that first little blip goes, and it's pretty small, but I'm going to measure it with my thumb. Take that right here, measure, oh, I need to double. Measure and double. So the first little thing that goes out stops there, and then it starts to come back for his face. It flips out under halfway down the box, so it's not right in the middle of the box. It's a little bit below that. Goes back. And then I want to see where is it coming to on this crosshair. So again, I'm going to put my pencil tip where I want the line to be. I'm going to put my thumbnail on the crosshair lines, and I'm going to bring that measurement over, and then don't forget to double. The reason we're doing this, you guys, is because when I used to teach 8th graders to do their self-portrait and to double them, they would sit down at their big piece of paper and they would have no idea what to do. So we're practicing on Andy Warhol's face all together so that it's all the same. And then when you get to yours, you'll know, okay, I'm just going to take my measurements. I'm going to outline where my areas are at. I'm going to make sure I double, and I'm going to do my practice swings. So from the hair flip out right here, this is a little bit curved out, just a little bit for his cheekbone. So I'm going to do just a little bit of a curve out right here for his cheekbone. Then I have that line for that box. The other thing in that box is you can see just a few shapes that are where his eye is. So right here I have like a white or light gray shape I need to outline. Right here I have part of his eye, the reflection on his eye, and then kind of like the skin under his eye. I want to get all of those on here, and I want to make sure that they are doubled. So first I'm going to look at how long this little dash is that goes across, and I'm going to double it. And that's a really dark, I kind of made that too round. Should be a little more pointed right here. That's going to be really dark. Then I'm going to go back and see, I've got like a little, it almost looks like a comma that is going to stay light. So I'm going to just give that an outline right there. And then I have from there, I have a line. I want to see how long that's going to be. Probably going to come to about right there. And it's not perfect. It kind of has a bump up in the middle. But I'm going to outline that. Now later I may shade that in light gray, but I want to remember that inside that shape is not going to be black like the rest of that little chunk right there is. The reflection in his eye, I want to measure how far down that is from the line. So I'm taking that measurement with my pencil and my thumbnail. I'm going to measure down from this, and I'm going to double. A little reflection. That reflection is going to be really important on your self-portrait. The eyes are probably the most important thing. It's kind of what communicates our mood. It kind of tells us who you are. And so make sure you get those reflections. That will really help it to look like you. Then I want to get on here where the like white part of the eye is. So it looks like it kind of swoops down and up. And then I have a little part over here. And then I have like the bag part under his eye right here. And that's going to be much darker gray, but I still want to make sure I don't color it in black. So get that on there. Yes, you'll do the same process with your own. You'll go and you'll measure the lines that you're going to outline. And then you will go back and add your values at the end. Okay, that was a pretty challenging part, so good job.
Mine like just not. Yeah, mine are not.
It's not that good? Okay, that's why we're practicing.
It's okay.
Yeah, that looks good. Yep. All right, now we're going to do the next box. So we want to get this line that comes down at an angle and then bumps out for like where his jaw is. And we want to see how far over on the line it is. So I'm going to measure. Oh, that I already know because it's right there. Just kidding. So let's measure at the bottom. I'm going to put the tip of my pencil where I want to make the line. I'm going to put my thumbnail on the crosshair. And then I'm going to transfer that measurement over. And I'm going to double it. Okay. Then I'm going to do my practice swing. It comes down at an angle and bumps over. About 2/3 down, and then it bumps over. So I want to go in my box 2/3 down. And then I want to bump over for his jaw. It is hard. It's a challenging skill. I think a lot of kids think that an artist just sits down and draws. But usually if you're doing like a face and you want it to really look like the person, gridding is a really good way to make sure your proportions are correct, your shapes are correct. All right, the next box is pretty easy. We just need to measure how far down this chin goes before it hits the shoulder. So I'm going to measure that. And then I'm going to take that measurement and double it. And I'm going to feel how that line just continues to curve right there. So I'm going to continue this line just to curve to that. And then I am going to head for off this box. I need to measure how far down I'm going to go. So if I put my pencil where the line's going to be, my thumbnail on the box. You're going to get sick of me saying that, but literally this is how you need to do it. Every box you should measure. If you want it to really look like you. So there's my line that I'm going to go to. And it's just kind of a gentle angle. Okay. There's that box. All right, guys, that was part 1 of doubling our Andy Warhol grid. Join us for part 2 of this video. I can't wait to see what you create.